53 minutes now after the hour. The West Nile virus has killed 2 people in New Jersey. Those deaths from the mosquito-borne disease, just part of an unfortunate trend nationwide, rising to 5 deaths already. We want to bring in Dr. Devi with more on this. I want to share, Dr. Devi, for the folks at home, just some of the symptoms. And this may sound like, or maybe if you read it at home, well, Kevin, this could sound like just about anything, but this is an important storyline. People need to know what we're dealing with, and it is serious. Dr. Devi.
Exactly. So most people, they may not develop symptoms if they get West Nile, which you can get from a mosquito bite, an infected mosquito. But some people are more at risk to develop more serious complications. So those are people who are older, people who are younger, like kids, people whose immune system is busy fighting something else, so they're immunocompromised. But you have to be bitten typically by an infected mosquito. And what can happen if you develop more serious symptoms is that you can get brain swelling. So what does that look like? You know, you might have trouble speaking, trouble swallowing, trouble using parts of your body. You might look more confused. So other people around you may be able to tell before you can tell. And while other things are more common than West Nile, so for example, stroke can cause some of those symptoms. Either way, you need to be evaluated in the emergency room. Now, there is no treatment specifically for West Nile, but there are treatments that can help manage those complications. And while there's no vaccine either, there are things you can do to prevent it, which is really to prevent mosquito bites. So if you're at home and let's say you're out typically around dawn or dusk, those are more high-risk times. So you might want to wear protective clothing, you know, long sleeves and stuff, use insect repellent, and also be careful if you're around still water, which is where mosquitoes like to congregate. So, you know, sewers, gutters, if you have a lot of containers outside that collect water from, you know, rainwater, just be cautious around those times or around bright outdoor lights.
And let's be honest, you know, some people attract mosquitoes more than other folks. I'm one that I never get bitten, and other people I'm around, they chase them all over. Very quickly, I've got 15 seconds. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the boar's head listeria outbreak. I have a graphic, Dr. Devi, I want to show the folks at home. It is, unfortunately, this is spreading coast to coast. Very quick thought on that.
Sure. The recall occurred, this is from Boar's Head, back in July, but we're still seeing cases now. And part of that is because listeria is so rugged. So there are lists you can find of what's exactly been recalled. It started with liverwurst. But if you had any of those products, or if you do right now, you know, remove them from your fridge and then clean the fridge and clean any surfaces or containers that you might have used, because listeria is not killed with refrigeration. It can only be killed with cooking, high heat, and maybe some bleach.
Thank you so much. Got to go. Quick time out as we continue here on Fox. Thank you, Dr. Devi.